Can you imagine running a company that's so massive? You have a segment called Other on your financial statements that will do more than $20 billion in revenue this year. For those wondering, that projected $20 billion plus of revenue would make this other company, aka Amazon's advertising business segment, around the 150th biggest US company. Just to give you a little sense of size, this would be bigger than the retailer Kohl's, which I still believe that Amazon should purchase and acquire and kind of integrate their grocery and go capabilities to morph it into a Target killer. Also about the size of 2 eBays or 3 Simon Property Groups, which is the largest mall proprietor. It also makes them the 3rd largest digital advertising company behind Alphabet's Google and Facebook. But I'm going to guess that Jeff Bezos doesn't wake up in the morning and get excited about being the number 3 digital advertising company. So as funny as it might seem to ask a $20 billion plus segment that is growing at 45% year over year, what's going to be next for this Amazon advertising business segment? So let's start at the most basic area of revenue growth for this segment within Amazon. This would just be Amazon's advertising flywheel. This one is simple to understand if I ask you a basic question. If you think that Amazon, their retail division, is at its peak in terms of revenue creation, I'm going to assume that every single person on the other side of this content does not think that at the beginning of the final calendar quarter of 2020 that Amazon is anywhere near the peak of its retail business's revenue. So here's just a basic Amazon advertising flywheel to understand. Amazon advertises its business, be that through TV ads or whatever, to increase the amount of consumers that purchase items on their platform. These additional consumers attract more sellers and brands that are interested in buying more advertising from Amazon. So Amazon is recouping most of its advertising costs through also being a provider of advertising on a very attractive platform. And in the latest quarter, actually they recouped 97% of their advertising costs. So basically the brands that sell and buy advertising on the platform are subsidizing or paying for all of the advertising that Amazon does to increase its business. Now, while this is an oversimplification, it describes how Amazon can simultaneously become a leading advertiser and advertising network. They feed into each other. It will likely pass the break-even point, maybe this upcoming quarter or quarter 4, but it will allow Amazon to spin this flywheel at no cost because brands are paying for Amazon to advertise more. Does this flywheel create unlimited growth? Now, this is a loaded question in the sense that, yes, for the next period of time, it's going to provide a ton of growth for as long as anybody is probably going to model this out for. But Amazon's growth is not unlimited in this area because they've already picked a lot of the low-hanging fruit. So let me explain what I'm talking about, just them having some limitations. First of all, customers that are going onto the Amazon platform, they have a limited tolerance within the search process, and adding incremental advertisements to this experience eventually creates some friction, and consumers will have an interest in making a switch to maybe another marketplace or another retailer. Amazon's shopping experience is also set up for efficiency. If you think about like one-click ordering and a number of other things they do to really limit the time that you are on the Amazon platform, the length of time usually is a determination of how many ads they can show you. Amazon wants you to check out and buy things as quick as possible. Yes, they want to sell advertising, but that is a secondary or a bolt-on to also selling you a good. This is very different than something like Facebook, that it wants you to constantly be exploring your friends, being interested in what's going on with the world with news or some pages that you follow. And because they want you to have an extended period of time on their platform, they're able to show you a lot more ads during that time, which raises the individual revenue per user metrics. Also, if you think about just the unit economics or the ad economics of selling something that on average around $25 on Amazon, you only have so much margin available to pay for ads. And if more people are bidding on the same inventory of available ads in terms of real estate on the website, you eventually get to a point where it does not become profitable to advertise on Amazon. And as a brand, you look to arbitrage that on a different retailer or in a different way. So when Amazon saturates the real estate on their platform, they've hit the limit in terms of how long a consumer can shop on this platform without creating any friction. Plus, brands max out their margin that they can spend on ads. The current Amazon advertising model becomes pressured and eventually gets maxed out. So Amazon needs to look at, creating depth and breadth of this advertising model to extend and increase the amount of advertising revenue potential. On the depth side, that could come down to just proving or expanding the targeting capabilities. They've been using machine learning and a bunch of other kind of technologies to help improve the ad experience, to make sure that they're serving the relevant ads to consumers, that it does not become cumbersome for those consumers and they can actually add a little bit more inventory to the experience without creating friction. And the better the quality and the quantity of these advertising levers, the more that brands want to use them within their digital advertising mix. On the breadth side, it comes down to Amazon really moving up funnel a little bit more. Right now, a lot of the Amazon ads are down funnel really at the transaction level. If they move up funnel, this ends up putting them in closer competition to Google, and they could be doing this through maybe targeting or retargeting off platform. They can utilize more display advertising or change up some of the static elements and move this into video elements, which gives sellers more opportunity to utilize some of those ads in a more storytelling, brand building way over a transactional conversion or demand driver. Outside of that, Amazon will look to utilize its hardware, its Amazon ecosystem, media properties, and dare I say, other things for Amazon's other segment. So let me explain a little bit about each one of these. From a hardware perspective, I'm gonna focus on kind of the main three. They have a ton of them, but I'm gonna be focusing on just kind of the main three. The first one is through their Kindle or Fire tablets. Though there might be some current advertising capabilities, they probably have not tapped out any of the potential in terms of inventory or different strategies within this category of hardware. If you look at something like Ring, which is a subsidiary, through its home and now vehicle security app, and then its neighbors, like kind of social networking that's attached to it, there is definitely an extension of advertising opportunities there, which could be attractive to a lot of different maybe products or services that are geared around home and auto ownership. Now, Echo devices, this one is arguably probably the biggest of the three in terms of potential for the advertising business segment because Amazon is currently the leading voice commerce platform, and we are still in the early innings of voice commerce. So you should assume that there's a ton of potential from deals of the day to different advertising integrations through a lot of the different capabilities that the Amazon Echo devices have. So it's really a when, not if, they lean in heavy to advertising on these Amazon Echo devices. Now with the Amazon Prime ecosystem, talking about kind of the first area, I could mention that it is a hardware, and arguably this small little stick is just as powerful of any of those pieces of hardware, but the Fire TV sticks are a central value add to the Amazon Prime ecosystem. So Prime Video is added in for free to all Amazon Prime members. So currently they have over about 150 million Amazon Prime members. That puts them almost in line with the current global subscriber count of Netflix. And recent surveys show that 1 out of 5 Amazon Prime members actually purchase this membership solely because of the Prime Video. But out of those other 80%, it's obvious to assume that they are getting some level of value add from the Prime Video experience. So the company's adding a ton more advertising supply to its Fire TV products. And that could be through maybe some of the media properties that they own, like IMDb TV, live sports that they've been able to acquire some of the rights for, Twitch, which I'll go into a little bit further in the next category, or just through the number of different Fire TV apps. The future of TV is digital, and the ads on them should be targeted just like you're getting on your social media or browsing on your laptop or your phone. Your TV advertisement should not be this kind of spray and pray that's just based on maybe some generalized demographics of the TV show, the TV network, and the time in which it's on. As an example, if I was watching maybe Say Yes to the Dress, does that mean that I need to be served a bunch of like feminine product advertisements? The answer is probably no. They should still be serving me ads that maybe are something like Premier Protein Shakes or something like that that would interest me and maybe trigger me to buy something on the Amazon platform. And Amazon knows that, so they are opening up some of their publisher services on their Fire TV and a lot of their media properties for third-party personalized digital advertising companies like Trade Desk to get in there and really provide the experiences that consumers will expect and that Amazon could charge more for and use as a huge accelerant for their advertising business segment in the future. Additionally, a lot of Amazon Prime members also utilize the Amazon Music or Audible experiences. So as Amazon looks to kind of broaden how the voice ecosystem in which their Echo devices kind of feed into this, and maybe some of their ambitions now of broadening their owned or exclusive podcasting personalities, or just looking for different ways to connect themselves with the creator economy, people that are out there maybe creating books, creating podcasts, creating music, whatever that is as an artist or a creator, tying them in and providing a more direct link that those creators or artists could utilize because of the ease of transactions to the Amazon platform. And they could also just look at maybe adding some elements of a freemium ad-supported model to additionally increase the advertising potential of Amazon Music and Audible in the near term. Now, I mentioned Twitch and just kind of bundling these things all together with like Twitch, their Amazon Gaming, and then now their newly launched Luna. There is a ton of potential. I'll kind of start on just Twitch first because I think that one has the biggest amount of potential. I think anybody during COVID-19 has noticed that both the esports and gaming industry as a whole has grown immensely. And then streaming gaming content has increased immensely as well. So it's really provided the perfect storm for Twitch to become a major media platform. And while right now Twitch has really just been focused on gaming, you're already seeing Amazon broaden those ambitions to include some live sports and also some entertainment options like live concerts. Again, as Amazon connects to the creator economy much better and provides more of a direct link to creating revenue as a creator, it really broadens the capability and increases the attractiveness of Twitch as a major driver of advertising revenue in the future for Amazon. Amazon also recently announced Luna, which is kind of encompassing into their Amazon games, but it's a cloud-based gaming platform that extends their depth and breadth into the gaming world, connects them a ton of different areas to validate them as a major player in the gaming space. And these will certainly provide them a ton of ability to leverage additional advertising capabilities. Now, something a little bit outside of digital, but will make sense after I explain this a little bit, is that Amazon has huge ambitions for just a physical store fleet. So what does physical stores have to do with digital advertising? Have you seen the offline, online, frictionless experience that Amazon has been showing the world through its Amazon Go and Amazon Fresh grocery stores? Since you're using the app to both get into the store and at checkout, you're kind of tied to your phone in a much bigger way during that shopping experience. So for them to maybe add some location-based advertising or just be better aligned with the customer information personalized to you, having maybe questions prompt you at the beginning of that shopping experience what you're looking for, they will be able to serve you with a bunch of personalized ads based around your wants and needs. These technologies will be retrofitted for the fleet of Whole Foods markets, which is the bulk of the store fleet currently. But if you look at just the overall ambitions of Amazon in terms of their physical store fleet, they are only scratching the surface to what it will be like in the future. And if you consider they're also white labeling their new Just Walk Out technology, which is the cashierless, checkout-less experience that Amazon Go and Amazon Fresh Grocery has put to market, there is a ton of kind of advertising partnership or different kind of sharing information that will definitely help Amazon's advertising business segment. Now, one area that Amazon does not currently play in, unless you kind of consider the Ring's like neighbor's social media app, is that they have no coverage really in terms of like traditional social media. Though there might not be a play in its current inventory of subsidiaries or divisions, how much value is it for Amazon to go out and search for a social media platform to acquire? If they were going to do that, which one would they look to acquire? Would they look to acquire maybe Snap? Would it make more sense to acquire something like Pinterest? Both of those have different strategies and different reasons why they might acquire them, but both of them provide a ton more opportunities for the advertising division to go upstream and connect social media content to commerce in a much stronger way to sell advertising throughout the whole customer journey. Just want to end this video on some final thoughts. There's a huge amount of hidden value within Amazon's flywheel, and I'm not just talking about the advertising one that I mentioned earlier. Often makes the sum of the parts worth more than each one of them individually. There are endless opportunities for Amazon that make the earlier comment around the unlimited potential in their advertising business segment to become a reality. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to help support me, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button on this video. If this is the first time you've been introduced to my videos, would love for you guys to be a part of my community by subscribing to my channel. I upload several videos just like this weekly. And if you guys want to connect further outside of this platform, I do include all of my social media links down below. I just want to thank you guys again for your time. Hopefully I gave you value in return, and we'll see you guys on the next video.